All right, Frank, this is the first part of the source code that you've got for what I've been doing with the entry of transfers. I'm redoing it. First part loaded a small little memory variable up here. Memload is a way of loading some of the memory variables. I did that. I'll show you what that contains. Then it opens up this file, SCHOXFER. We use a default record of 9998. As long as the record isn't equal to 9999, this is a recursive loop to add a new record. I know some of that stuff you don't care about, but it'll help you follow the flow. Store 9998 to entry, and then it asks for the record number. This allows me for Darlene to enter an existing record that she needs to edit, or a special number to add a new one. You can do that either way you want to. And then this loop basically checks for a valid entry and does not kick out of that loop until we're ready to. Once we decide that we have a blank record here, it adds a blank record. We need to know what section of the bylaw it affects. That's a one-character section, all capital letters. That may be something we want to build a MySQL table for, so that if those change in the future, we can do that. Same thing for subsection. Do we need to generate a letter file? What is the date of entry? And have we sent the letter yet? The sending school type, is it unknown? Receiving school type is unknown. And we do that because we know we're going to be changing stuff down through here. Now we're going to come to the actual screen where if we have a new record, then we append a blank. Now we're going to come down here, and until we get 1 is an error code, meaning it's clear, we just recursively do the data entry loop. It asks for the student's name, reads that out of the record, the 5-digit record number, and we do have over 10,000 records in that database now. We will want to import all of those. The enrollment date at the new school, that is a date, of course. The receiving school, that will always be a KHSA member school, and the sending school. Now, the sending school could be an out-of-state school, and we're going to confirm that here in just a second. I'll show you how we do that. We also have to ask for the address of the custodial parents, because part of the letter generated goes to those people. She enters a true or false for eligible. Who the ruling officer was, it's 2 digits, or I'm sorry, 2 characters, and it's going to be one of our staff members is who it's going to be. Which bylaw, and right now it's 6, 7, or 8, that they would enter under that BL6 sect variable. And then there's up to 10 exceptions in the rule. We ask for which one, and then have a chance to true or false on the send letter. Do we want to automatically by default say we don't? Then we have ask what sport they're going to participate in. These are the sports that the transfer rule applies, so we ask for that. And then there is an open-ended comment area. If we get into a situation where it does not find a member school on the match, it'll come up and say that apparently you've entered an out-of-state school. Is that correct? And you can enter a true or false. Pending is always the initial comment. Okay, and that is so that when people do a search for that, they know it's pending. That means we're going to show that as having been received. And then the pending location will be the ruling officer's office. And then we have, and back up here, because of the 254-byte string limitation in DBase, this has been 2 different strings that are then concatenated at the bottom. So that's been our way of getting around that limit. As we scroll on up, I'll do a little bit more and then we'll start a second tape. But we've concatenated those, then we get the chance to enter stop, that we've made a mistake. If it is a foreign student, we then ask what foreign agency they came through, and there's various variables changed. Then it begins the process of actually storing them into the letter file. I'll let that stop and we'll come back and do the next one.